graduated from the police academy. The other graduated from a top school for models. And they each reaped the rewards of their exciting careers. But I took them away from all that, and now they work for me. My name is Charlie.
Farrah Fawcett, Kate Jackson, and Jacqueline Smith, I think, were the originals. And then it went into a Cheryl Ladd. Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on what earlier was just sort of a nasty Monday. Now, it's almost summer-like weather. The temperatures have remained the same all day long. But right now, it's not so nasty outside. The sun, bees are creeping out of those clouds. And for at least another 45 minutes or so, if the sun stays out of the clouds, we'll have a little nice afternoon. But no, earlier today around lunchtime, just sort of a misty rain coming down. That sort of Vancouver, Seattle, Portland type stuff, just 100% humidity. I guess it's raining. If you're driving, you have to work your windshield wipers every now and then. Just sort of, if you wear glasses, if you're walking, you're going to catch a little misty rain, but just sort of nasty, kind of crappy, wet. About 70 degrees, feels like, I should say mid-70s, feels like 80 because the humidity's way up there. But not so nasty right now. Almost to get outside and enjoy a type of afternoon. And who knows if the rain stays away or this misty, humid stuff. Might have a good night. Might drop some coals, do some grilling, boil some seafood. Yeah, you right, Corey Johnson with you. On a Monday, already in December, even though this weather will make you think it's September, October, maybe April. Hey, Rouse's Markets phone lines are open. Love to hear from you. Jason, a.k.a. the Ragin' Cajun, a.k.a. the Man in Black. Fielding your phone calls via the Rouse's Markets phone lines. 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. Let's pop a cold one. Yeah, Monday Night Football and all that stuff. A cold Coke. 28 grams of sugar. What's that line from that Muhammad Ali, Howard Cosell movie? Muhammad Ali's putting coffee together and just pouring a lot of sugar into the coffee. And Howard Cosell's like, Muhammad, why don't you add some coffee to your sugar? Anyway, that's what Coke is. It's a brown liquid, a caramel-colored liquid full of sugar. New Year's resolution, please, Lord, help me get off the Coca-Cola. It is a Monday afternoon. I did say the Rouse's Markets phone lines are open, 504-766-9480. It's December. It's holiday season. Woodhouse Day Spa, guys. What am I going to get her? Is she going to like it? You go through this routine every year, every holiday, every gift-giving time. I've got one of the gifts for you that she's going to love. Grand Slam home run, a full-blown day of relaxation for her where she wants to be. The city's premier day spa experience, the Woodhouse Day Spa. 4 area locations. There's one near you. A 5th, a Mandeville location, cranking up early next year. Guys, problem solved. NOLA.woodhousespas.com this holiday season. And by the way, I recommend going by one of the 4 locations, Mid-City, New Orleans, Metairie near North Kenner, on the North Shore in Slidell by the Mall of Louisiana in Baton Rouge. And have one of the staff members help you out, picking out some goodies from that foyer lobby area. Candles, bath salts, moisturizers, things she loves. And guys, I don't know much, but I know a little bit about women. The thought is as important as the gift. She'll love the candles. She'll love the bath salts. And then she'll be like, gosh, he went the extra mile. He thought about me. That means so much. We're just like, we want the TV. Yeah. We're not thinking about the thought thing too much. You better take care of me. That's the thought. We're dumb men. No, women are sensitive. They want to be taken care of. They like when you think about them and show how much you care and love them. Yeah, go to the Woodhouse Day Spa, the physical location, have them help you out, pick out some goodies like the candles, the bath salts, the moisturizers. They'll put them in a little bag with the tissue paper, the little rope handles, all that stuff we're terrible at. And it is a grand slam home run. Find out more at nola.woodhousespas.com. You can even print your own gift certificates online, any denomination, nola.woodhousespas.com. 4 o'clock hour this afternoon, by the way, brought to you by the Woodhouse. I got some trivia questions for you. Macron in New Orleans last week. That was fantastic. Great international coverage. Louisiana Purchase, 220 years ago? Coming up next year, 220 years ago. How much did the U.S. pay for the Louisiana Territory in that purchase from France? How much did the United States pay for the Louisiana Territory? Give me the answer to that. I got 50 big bucks for you at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Rouse's Markets phone lines to participate in the program, 504-766-9480. 766-9480. Which city today sits the farthest west in the Louisiana Purchase? Which city is the farthest west that was acquired? A city today that was acquired in the Louisiana Purchase. Give me that city's name. I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. I got a third and final one, Louisiana Purchase base. Which city sits farthest east in that Louisiana territory? Give me the answer to any one of those three questions. 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse is yours. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Hey, I mentioned almost summer-like weather. Do you like this in December? Or you're like, man, I get enough humidity and heat. It's hot enough around here. I actually want some winter weather. Or you're like, man, we'll get enough winter weather. We'll get into the 30s. We'll be in the 40s. We'll be like we're up north for a while. That's coming. That's inevitable. Or you're like, no, man, don't care about the winter weather. If I wanted the winter weather, I'd go up north. I like New Orleans, mild, temperate weather. I don't mind this April, October gimmick going on in December. I don't mind this summer-like weather. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. That cruise ship passenger that floating around in the Gulf, hammered for a lot of that time, right? Like blitzed, right? I'm thinking the first few hours floating around in the Gulf, just drunk, asleep maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'd love to get your take on that. Corey Johnson with you. Another Martel Monday. Brett Martel will join us to talk about a whole lot of stuff. Tulane's ranked ahead of LSU in football. 16th ranked Green Wave. They're 11-2. 17th ranked Tigers. They're 9-4. Tulane's playing USC in the Cotton Bowl. How cool is that? LSU, Purdue in the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Monday Night Football tonight. Saints, maybe the last time we see the black and gold playing against maybe the greatest player ever in Tom Brady. Jim Brown might argue that. Let's head to the phone lines. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Ray joins us in New Orleans. What you say, Ray?
Hey, how are you all?
Doing well, man. Yourself?
Just fine.
What's on your mind? You like this December weather that seems like summer? Do you mind this? Or you're like, man, I hate this. It's December. It should be cold outside.
It's very strange. Very strange. You freeze one day and you boil the next.
Yep, it is. It's strange. You're right. What's happening, Ray?
I'm just calling in for the quiz.
Yep.
$15 million is what the U.S. paid for the Louisiana Purchase.
$15 million. Come on, we're talking about almost 900,000 square miles. That would be like $18 a square mile. What are you talking about?
That's what it was.
That is correct.
Yeah, you're right.
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
$15 million for all that land, like doubling the size of the country overnight. Ray, you are correct. How did you know that? Just common knowledge for you?
Pretty much, yeah. That's pretty well known.
Yeah, I think so. No, I agree. Almost should be sort of common knowledge for any New Orleanian. Ray, in New Orleans, don't go anywhere. You just picked up 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms. With high-definition night vision surveillance systems, letting you see what's going on. Home surveillance that's smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, now with 4 area locations. Canal at Carrollton, on the North Shore and Slidell, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana, and now in Metairie, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. The Woodhouse Day Spa.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about fresh local fish like flounder, snapper, and speckled trout, fried, broiled, or grilled. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool socks. NolaAC. ABC.com, the blue spot.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you. Monday afternoon. You're on the neutral ground. Thanks for joining us. Rouse's Markets phone lines, if you'd like to participate, 766-9480. 766-9480. Do you mind this weather? This summer, almost summer-like weather in December? Or you're like, man, it's December. It's the holidays. I just talked to my friends up north. They're shoveling snow. We've got 80 degrees. Feels like 80. It's about 70-something, mid-70s, high humidity. The sun's trying to bust out of those clouds right now. It's actually kind of nice. Earlier today, it was just sort of misty and rainy like you're in Portland or Seattle or Vancouver. Just cloudy, 100% humidity. Is it raining? Yes. Is it really coming down? Not really. Just sort of misty, floaty, wet outside. That's how it was around lunchtime. Hey, the Chik Fil A, boy, they're cranking up some Chik Fil A's in Orleans Parish. I go to Raising Cane's a lot. That's pretty much the only fast food I like. They don't have problems with the Raising Cane's in Orleans Parish, but the Raising Cane's in Orleans Parish aren't as efficiently or as well run as Raising Cane's in the outlying parishes. They have problems getting employees and keeping up quality and things like that. That's from what I hear from some insiders at Raising Cane's. Chik Fil A is going to venture into that Orleans Parish market. They've already got some like micro Chik Fil A's, I guess like on Tulane or Loyola's campus, maybe Xavier. I remember there was one in the Oakwood Mall. The first ever Chik Fil A out of Atlanta back in the mid-70s, 50 years ago, was in the Plaza in New Orleans East. But they're about to open a Chik Fil A. I think it's Poydras at Loyola. I don't know. Is that old PJ's coffee? Maybe what was that local coffee company? Not PJ's. Trying to think. The gene therapy people. Coffee and Company. Wasn't it a Coffee and Company in the bottom of Loyola and Poydras? The white high rise across from the dome, kind of catty corner from Benson Tower, across the street from the back of City Hall. I think that was a PJ's, maybe at one time, a Coffee and Company at one time. I'm thinking that's going to be the Chik Fil A location. I think it's Poydras at Loyola. Well, no, that wouldn't be Poydras at Loyola. That would be Poydras and LaSalle. Poydras and Loyola would be, where would a PJ's be on Poydras and Loyola? I mean, a Chik Fil A, Poydras and Loyola is City Hall on one side and Energy Center. Isn't that Loyola and Poydras? Yeah, Dave and Buster's is Loyola and Poydras. Is there a parking lot still there? No, that's where the Dave and Buster's is. And then across the street's Energy Center. And across the street the other way is the back of City Hall. And then catty corner is a lot where a billboard once was. I wonder if a Chik Fil A is physically being built there. Anyway. Chik Fil A opening this week on Poydras and Loyola. The Carrollton and Tulane Chik Fil A is opening this month. And then they're opening one in Algiers early next year. 3 Chik Fil A's in Orleans Parish to go with the ones in Jefferson. All you have to do is look for the line flowing out on the Vets. It's insane. The Chik Fil A like Vets around, what is that? Homa, roughly, right around there. I think it pulls out into the lane and then into Vets. And then the one out almost, I guess it is in Kenner, almost Vets at Williams, same thing, flowing out onto Veterans. It's insane. That Carrollton Tulane, it's going to be a drive up only, not even walk up. You can't walk up to the window. No dine in, no dine outside. You have to physically be in a car to get food from the Chik Fil A at Carrollton and Tulane. And I believe it's, a double line gimmick, snakes around. I think 42 vehicles it will hold. They will still spill out into Tulane and Carrollton. That Chik Fil A, folks doubt that Chik Fil A location. I laugh. You're in your car on Tulane and Carrollton at a Chik Fil A drive-thru. There'll be security. It'll be lit up. Their hours are like 6 to 9, 6 to 10. They're not open on Sunday. They're not open late night. It's not a 10:30, 11 midnight gimmick going on there. And here's the deal. The demographic that Chik Fil A covets, that Chik Fil A loves, Old Metairie is 2.5 miles down Airline, down Tulane. Uptown New Orleans, 3 miles up Carrollton. That's their demo. All those folks right now, they're beelining out to Vets. They're going to Kenner. They're going to the West Bank. They go out of town. They can't wait to pull off at Gulfport exit off the I-10 on the way to the beach to hit the Chik Fil A. So no, fired up about that Chik Fil A on Tulane Carrollton. I'm talking about the Chik Fil A folks. That Chik Fil A there, they're going to do $20,000 a day. They're going to do. It's going to be an incredible store as far as my $5-6 million plus a year. Literally, they're going to do $500,000 a month. That's going to be a $6 million store, that Chik Fil A. They're going to kill it on Tulane and Carrollton. It's going to be a huge success. Huge success. Hey, what's your best or favorite fast food? Pretty much the only thing I eat is Raising Cane's. I pretty much don't eat anything else. I'll hit a Chick-fil-A if I have to. It's kind of a last resort. I like how Chick-fil-A is clean. I think they're nice. They're well run. The condiments are great. I think everything else is so overrated. I think it's salty. I don't think it's cooked to order. There's no changes. Can I get it extra crispy? There's none of that. They're very hardcore about it. But I think Chick-fil-A, there's like a love affair for it that I don't think matches up to the food. But, I guess folks that eat fast food, they're used to like crappy McDonald's or Burger King, and anything is an improvement over that, and Checkers and Rallies and Taco Bell or Taco Hell and all that. What's your best favorite fast food? Do you eat it regularly? You look forward to it? You're like, it tastes good. I'm fired up. Is it emergency only? I only get it because I got the kids. Best favorite fast food. No wrong answers. I'm not right or wrong because I only eat Raising Cane's. Rouse's Markets phone lines 504-766-9480. Hey, how much did the United States pay France for the Louisiana Territory? $15 million. Raymond in New Orleans got that one right. Name the major city farthest west in that Louisiana Territory. A major city today that would be the farthest point west, or the largest city on the western side of that Louisiana Purchase Territory. And which city is farthest east on that Louisiana Territory? Answer either one of those, and I've got 50 big bucks for you. Hey, and remember, no cheating, no Yahoo, no Google, no DuckDuckGo, no Bing, none of that. No intranet device. You either know the answer or you don't. Rouse's Markets phone lines 766-9480. 766-9480. I often talk about I'm a creature of habit. Yes, I was back at Fausto's today. Short pants, short sleeve shirt. I'm only wearing this vest because I'm in the, Buddy Deliberto, River City's Total Maintenance Studios. You could hang meat on hooks in here. Got to keep the equipment cool in the radio TV biz. So it's a little bit nippy in here, but outside at Fausto's, I ate outside for lunch, red beans and rice, that panade chicken breast, fantastic. I had short pants on and a short sleeve shirt, talking to Rolando, his brother Fausto, the brothers that own Fausto's Italian Bistro. They reopened for dinner in 30 minutes. They'll go till 9 p.m. tonight. You can watch the Saints on Monday Night Football from the bar and enjoy some of the city's best Sicilian and Italian. Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets. They open in 30 minutes. Kevin joins us in the great state of Texas. Where are you calling from in Texas, Kevin?
Temple, Texas.
Where?
Temple. About an hour north of Austin.
Yeah, you're right.
You ever heard of it?
I've heard of Temple, yeah. An hour north of Austin?
Yes.
So not in between San Antonio and Austin, the other direction, farther away from San Antonio, Not part of that San Marcos gimmick. None of that, right?
That's south. I'm north.
Yep, gotcha. All right. Now, what is Temple like a booming market, Kevin? What draws you to Temple?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Is it part of like the metroplex of Austin, or no? It's too far away.
I wouldn't say a metroplex of Austin. No.
No one from Temple rides into Austin to work in the morning.
You might have a few, but not a whole lot.
I got you. How many people live in Temple, you'd say?
I'd say about 80,000.
And what do you do in Temple, if you don't mind me asking?
VA hospital.
VA hospital. All right. Now, are you a Yachty New Orleanian? You sound like one.
Yeah, I moved out here for Katrina.
So you got displaced to Texas and never came back?
Hey, I'm glad you said that because, I get a lot out here. Oh, you're not from New Orleans. You don't sound like you're from New Orleans. I'm glad you said that. That just made my day.
Yeah, I got here a little Yachty in you, Kevin, for sure.
Oh, but my comment was that Chik Fil A is overrated.
Yep.
I mean, I hear you yapping about it and all that. That stuff is overrated.
It's clean. It's nice. It's edible. It's better than Burger King or McDonald's, but people act like it's gold. They're like waiting in line like they're getting the greatest thing ever. It's like, it's friggin' Chik Fil A, people.
Yeah.
It's like a Saints preseason game. We get so hyped up for it until kickoff. Then we go, oh, it's a preseason game. It's just it's Chik Fil A. Relax.
But the one you was trying to figure out on Loyola and Tulane, that's going to be in the garage, at the bottom of the garage at Dave & Buster.
Oh, nice. That seems like a good spot. Kevin, thanks for that info. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Kanye West was seen shopping at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google.
Okay, I think Kanye was talking about something else entirely. Super Discount Store on Paris Road in Chalmette.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
Tommy's Lock and Alarms is now hiring service and installation technicians. Great benefits, great pay, take-home vehicle. Apply today. Tommy'sLockandAlarms.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Enjoy outdoor dining on the streetcar line, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, the finest in Middle Eastern cuisine, Carrollton at Jeanette, Lebanon's Cafe.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Monday. Thanks so much for joining us. Almost summer-like weather out there. Crazy. Do you mind this summer-like weather in December? Good or a bad thing? When it feels like 80 outside and it's humid, the sidewalk's sweating. Good or bad thing in December? I don't know. I live down here in New Orleans. I think because of this weather, I don't mind the cold weather as long as it's not too long. And if I moved somewhere, I'd wear warmer clothes, like everyone else does. But I don't know, going to Fausto's today, having red beans and rice, eating outside, wearing shorts and a shirt, short sleeve shirt. I was like, not bad. Why we live down here in New Orleans. Do you mind this weather in December? Good or bad thing? Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. I have to agree with our last caller from Temple, Texas. Chik Fil A is overrated. The Chik Fil A is right, though. It's the bottom of that Dave & Buster's, ground level, Poydras and Loyola, kind of across the street from the Energy Center, across the street from City Hall, Caddy Corner-ish, not from Drew Brees' place, but the one across the street, the what's that little bar, Jason? The Gem Lounge or something? The Gem Saloon. Excellent, Jason. The Gem Saloon behind that's like a lot with a billboard. It's sort of catty corner from that. Loyola and Poydras, the bottom of Dave & Buster's garage, I guess, will be a Chik Fil A. That opens this week. The Carrollton at Tulane location opens this month. The one on the bottom of Dave & Buster's downtown, obviously no drive-through, walk-up, dine-in service only, morning till like 9 at night. The Carrollton at Tulane location, the opposite, only a drive-through, no walk-up service, no dining in. A West Bank Algiers location opening next year. Let's hit the phone lines. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. Best or favorite fast food for you? We head to Pearl River up the I-59. Freddie joins us. What up, Freddie?
What you say there, Kaare?
How you doing, man? What's going on?
Oh, I'm trying to get a workout in before I have a heart attack watching the Saints tonight.
It's interesting, I'm not a gambler, but Freddie, before all this gambling stuff took off, and obviously I don't promote any gambling sites. I don't take that money. If you've listened to my show, I always bring up the spread. I like the Monday night games and stuff like where the NFL, I shouldn't say the NFL, where the networks put their money. You can kind of get an idea preseason if they like a team or not. The Vegas over under, those kind of things. Tampa's favored by 3.5. Just 3. Favored by 3. You get 3 for home field. So basically the Vegas folks are saying these two teams are evenly matched, Freddie.
Yeah, I don't bet. Every now and then, not with these apps, man, it makes it so easy. But every now and then, I'll bet. But I wouldn't touch pro sports. There's just too much. I mean, the line of, it's just so much parity in pro sports, I find.
No, the NFL is crazy right now. And you're right about pro sports. The Pels are like in second place in the West. And that's just like, it's early in the season. It's just a few games ahead of like seventh place in the West. So, no, there's a lot of parity. The Saints are 4-8. Tampa's 5-6. Tampa's like leading the division, just things wide open.
I say, if the Chiefs, for example, I think they're 9-3 now. If they played the Saints, if they don't have a good day, Saints are going to come up and beat them. Like if LSU plays Southern, even if LSU just completely poo-poos the bed, they're still going to beat Southern. That's what I mean. There's just too much, it's not like college where, and these huge spreads in college are just, they make it almost difficult to bet too, because, sometimes they give a lot of points to a team. So that's why betting is such it's a gamble.
I mean, Freddie, I remember when I was a kid and even into college, you'd never see a double-digit spread. You rarely saw that. Like in college you would, but in the NFL you never saw it. There was never someone favored by 10 or 11 or 12. Like go back like 30, 40 years. It's crazy how these spreads have changed. And it's following the money. They're not like how the sports have changed. No, even though I don't gamble, I like the Vegas lines and stuff because it's another perspective on someone giving their evaluation of if the team's strong or not. Anyway, 7:15 tonight on ESPN. I'd say it's a toss-up, man. I mean, I'd give Tampa a slight edge, but just because of the quarterback position, but not much. Dalton can play pretty well at times, and Brady's 45, so I don't know. We'll see what happens tonight.
If we had anything other than a putrid offense, we got a shot. Our defense has put us in a position to win, a good bit of games because of how well they play. But just our offense is just so difficult, man. That game last week was really difficult against the Niners. We should have beat that team. If you have anything but, like I said, a pathetic offense, you got a legitimate chance to win that game on the road, and that's a tough place to play.
I think Garoppolo's done for the year. How about Tulane slot ahead of LSU? 16th ranked Tulane, 17th ranked LSU. The Waves taking on USC in the Cotton Bowl at Jerry World. That's awesome.
Corey, my dad was a Tulane season ticket holder, and I can remember sitting in the Superdome, maybe 7,500 people there in a 70,000 seat stadium. And he has passed since, but man, I never thought I'd see this day. And then, heck, I remember sitting in that Superdome watching TCU when they were both in Conference USA, and now TCU's in the college football playoff.
No, TCU's a power. It's amazing, Freddie. It should be, though. They're in Fort Worth. I mean, in Texas, in Fort Worth. Lots of money, deep pockets.
Well, you're right. I wanted to comment on your question about your favorite fast food.
Yep.
So my favorite fast food used to be Raising Cane's. My gripe with Raising Cane's now is the whole shrinkflation issue. The nuggets, the tenders, have become, nuggets. I mean, they're just
they definitely vary in size. I think that's more of a hard to get chicken than not being able to stick to a standard size. Sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small. They've given me an extra one sometimes when they're small. I don't know if you've ever experienced that.
Sometimes, but I love giving, like you said, extra crispy. There's that customization there, which I really like. Chik Fil A, I don't mind Chik Fil A, but there's every single Chik Fil A location that the line is so long. I look at that line, I'm like, dude, there ain't no food. Well, I don't say that, but that ain't worth waiting.
Exactly. Exactly. I drive by Camellia Grill. There'll be a line like outside on a Saturday and Sunday. I want to roll down the window and go, what's wrong with you people? It's not that good.
Right.
No, I don't. People with the Chick-fil-A, you're on Vets. It's like, You're literally waiting 25 minutes for this, 20 minutes for Chik Fil A. It's mind-blowing. And it isn't that good. It's salty. It's definitely not, Cane's you can kind of tell is like a local created thing, and you can tell that Chik Fil A is not. Is it Southern? Yeah, it comes out of Atlanta. But it's almost northernish to me. It's breaded. It's salty. I don't know. I don't think everyone says it's fresh, hand battered. I just don't see that. But whatever.
But with the price of everything going up, man, it's hard to even go to fast food. But,
what I get at Raising Cane's is $18.77. $18.77. I swear, it's a Caniac with an extra finger. $18.77.
That's unbelievable. I mean, you tell me how many places you can still go to. You talk about all the time.
Trey Yen. Fausto's today, red beans and rice lunch special with the paneed chicken breast, wasn't $18.77.
Exactly.
Trey Yen lunch, not $18.
But there's nothing going to be as good as Fausto's. All right, Corey, I'm going to hang up and listen.
Yeah, you're right. Brother. Freddie in Pearl River. It's Freddie joining us on the program. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. They're just talking about best favorite fast food. Chik Fil A is opening up some Orleans Parish locations, a trio. They'll be at the bottom of that Dave & Buster's, a walk-up, dine-in location in the CBD, downtown, Poydras at Loyola. That opens this week. They'll be on Carrollton and Tulane. No dine-in, no walk-up window, drive-up only. I think it'll handle 42 cars in 2 drive-up lanes. Chik Fil A on Carrollton at Tulane. And then a West Bank Algiers location is opening next year. I've spoken to folks at Raising Cane's, and they say that New Orleans locations are a little more troublesome than the, say, Jefferson Parish Raising Cane's. Harder to keep employees, harder to keep up the consistency, more complaints, things of that nature. So there's a Orleans Parish has to get their you-know-what together. Seriously. Always excuses and blaming other folks and this and that. And no, New Orleans is its own worst enemy. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you Jefferson and the North Shore is much better. I got news for you. It's New Orleans people that live in Jefferson and the North Shore. That's why there's that New Orleans dysfunction, not as severe, but clearly New Orleans dysfunction in both of those places too. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30. And they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region. with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockandalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
Have a painting project but can't decide on the perfect color? At Helm Paint and Decorating, we offer half-pint paint samples in any Benjamin Moore color for under $5, so you can test potential paint colors before investing in a full gallon.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. mola.woodhousespas.com.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
Recently, Kim Kardashian was seen at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
Let's party.
Can you think of any other celebrities that won't sue us? Super Discount Store in Chalmette. The lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and cold beer. 3235 Parish Road.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Yeah, you right. Thanks for finding us every weekday afternoon starting at 4 p.m. Oh So Fine, 93.9 FM. Learn it, love it, live it. Make it one of your presets. Oh So Fine, 93.9. You can also check us out on New Orleans' own 107.9 FM. We're on TV till 5:30 all over Louisiana, Cox Channel 4, Your View, Louisiana, 4 to 5:30 weekdays. Cox Channel 4, Your View, Louisiana, 4 to 5:30 weekdays. We're on Charter Channel 333, that's Spectrum 333, from 4 to 5:30 all over Louisiana. CoreyTalks.com live streaming. Boy, does he. CoreyTalks.com. And we're on YouTube now. Check out the program on YouTube or Anchor, iTunes, Spotify. Yeah, you right. Almost summer-like weather. Feels like 80. Do you mind this weather in December, or you're like, this sucks, I want some winter weather? Rouse's Markets phone lines 504-766-9480. 766-9480. I don't love it. I'm like, this is incredible, but I don't dislike it all because I'm like, we'll get cold weather soon enough. I'm not a big fan of cold weather. I'd rather it be 72 degrees than 40 degrees. Some people like the cold. So I don't mind this in December. It's kind of why I live down here. We get, about a few weeks maybe of harsh, quote, winter type weather, 30s and 40s. We might get about 10, 12, 15 days of that a year. That's good enough. If I want more of that, I'll move up north, get on the I-55. Rouse's Markets phone lines 504-766-9480. Chik Fil A is expanding their universe to include Orleans Parish, more locations. A treat. Carrollton at Tulane opening this month. West Bank Algiers opening early next year. What's your favorite? What do you think is the best fast food? Rouse's Markets phone lines 504-766-9480. 766-9480. I think Checkers has the highest quality. Jason's laughing. He should be. It was a joke. 766-9480.
Yeah, you wrong.
Yeah, Checkers scares me. I've never had a Checkers burger or Rally's burger. Never been to Taco Bell. Most of you know this drill. Haven't had a McDonald's hamburger in 30 years. Last time I was it's like 1990. I was on LSU's campus. Haven't had a Burger King probably in like 20 years. Nasty. If I were Burger King, I would just get some meat that's clearly better than everybody else's. Like something fresh that's good meat. And I just charge like $12.95 and make it like a kick-ass burger. It's clearly better than McDonald's. Like they're fast food. We're fast casual. Some kind of change. Burger King needs a steroid shot. Vitamin B, something. Hey, I got a few $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Perfect for her, guys. It's holiday season. She wants to go to the Premier Day Spa experience. What do I get her for Christmas? Is she going to like it? Woodhouse Day Spa, day of relaxation. Is she going to like it? She's going to love it. It's what she wants. How much did the United States pay for the Louisiana Territory, the Louisiana Purchase? $15 million. $18 a square mile. Wow. Which city today sits farthest west in that old Louisiana Territory? Which major city sits farthest west in the original Louisiana Territory? And which city sits farthest east? Two separate questions, two separate answers, two $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates available. You're only eligible for one. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Which city today sits farthest west in what was the Louisiana Territory, and which city sits farthest east in which was the Louisiana Territory? 504-766-9480. I got 50 big bucks for you at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Brett Martel will join us in the 5 o'clock power hour coming up. Another Martel Monday. Find out what's going on with your Pels. Alvarado, 38 points, 8 of 11 from three-point land. Holy smokes. Wow. Saints on Monday Night Football tonight. Tulane, 16th ranked. LSU, 17th ranked. That's right, the Green Wave, 11-2. Check out this bowl game. 11-2 Tulane, 16th ranked, going to the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, taking on 10th ranked USC. That's right, Southern Cal, the Trojans, coming to the Cotton Bowl. They're also 11-2. Unreal. How cool is that? LSU taking on unranked Purdue in the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Tigers are 9-4, 17th ranked. Tulane 11-2, 16th ranked. To New Orleans we go. Roberto joins us. What up, Robert?
Hey, I'm thinking Denver for the West.
You're thinking Denver for the West? Russell Wilson, they're struggling. They're terrible.
No, the Louisiana Purchase.
Oh, not NFL, the Purchase credit. I know. All right. Which city sits farthest west in Louisiana? Come on, that would be like Colorado, part of the Louisiana Purchase, Robert?
Yeah, it would drain the river drains like 30-something states and all of our parts of, and then a couple of Canadian provinces.
Yeah, no,
I think there's tributaries as far west as like Montana.
No, I think that's right. But was that all part of the Louisiana Purchase? Denver was Colorado part of that. Texas, New Mexico, Colorado and Denver. You are correct.
Yeah, you're right. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Unbelievable that the Louisiana Purchase went all the way to Denver, Colorado. Good work, Robert. I got 50 big bucks for you at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Hang on. Jason's going to get some info from you, and we're going to tighten you up with that. Still got that other question. Which city sits farthest east in the old Louisiana Territory? Corey Johnson with you. 5 o'clock powwow. Coming your way next on a Monday, 93.9 FM, 107.9 FM, New Orleans. Don't move. Good boy, Blue.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Where can you find shish kebab in New Orleans? Lamb, beef, chicken, shrimp, plus all your other Mediterranean favorites. Lebanon's Cafe on the streetcar line. Lunch, dinner, and shish kebab. Lebanon's Cafe.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
For years, you've been hearing about the virtues of Springfield Wellness Center and their successful treatment of over 1,000 individuals who overcame their substance addiction. Now it's your turn. Here's Springfield's founder, Paula Norris Medier.
Our Brain Restoration Plus Detox Treatment is an intravenous nutritional supplement that restores the brain's chemical imbalances. Our patients detox with minimal withdrawal symptoms. It also blocks the craving, which is unbelievable and which is why most people say they have a hard time believing, but it restores neuron function. Many treatment programs use one drug to get you off of another drug. At Springfield, we treat the problem. Addiction is first a brain disease. If you or a loved one suffer from substance abuse, please just give us a call.
Put your addiction behind you. Call Springfield Wellness Center now, 504-291-2800. That's 291-2800.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms. With smart home technology, control lights, locks, cameras, thermostat, and your alarm, all from your phone or laptop. Smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
When you think of Fury's Restaurant in Metairie, you think about their daily lunch specials like red beans and rice, black-eyed peas, white butter beans, liver and onions. Daily lunch specials. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Space.
Space, the final frontier.
I often wonder who is more
These are the voyages of the
melodramatic,
Starship
Charlton
Enterprise.
Heston or
Its
William
5-year
Shatner
mission to explore strange
as
new
actors.
worlds, to seek out
I
new
give it
life
to
and
Charlton
new
Heston.
civilizations.
He's like Chik Fil A,
boldly go where
insanely
no man has gone
overrated, isn't
before.
he? You damn apes. Go check out Planet of the Apes, where the scene where they're walking through the desert and they finally find the little plant. And then they walk a little farther and there's like a waterfall and they go swim in the water. The two other astronauts he's with, they just get in the water. Charlton Heston, making all these noises. It's pretty obnoxious. It's pretty over the top. It's absurdly melodramatic. Is it William Shatner? No, it's Charlton Heston. Hey, the 5 o'clock power hour is upon us. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you on the radio, on television, live on YouTube. CoreyTalks.com live streaming. Got a lot coming your way on this summer-like December day. This is insane out there. Mid-70s, feels like around 80. High humidity. It's actually nice. I mean, do you mind this weather in December, or are you like, it's December? I don't mind this one bit. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Hey, I got a couple of $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Actually, just one. City farthest west as part of the Louisiana Territory, the Louisiana Purchase, Denver, Colorado. I'm looking for the city that sits farthest east in that Louisiana Territory, the Louisiana Purchase. $15 million, about $18 a square mile. Good job, Thomas Jefferson. Let's head to the phone lines, Rouse's Markets phone lines. Not one, not two, but 3 Chik Fil A's to open up in Orleans Parish. One this week, one this month, one early next year. I'll fill you in on that. What's your favorite fast food, best fast food? Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Let's head to Metairie, Louisiana, a.k.a. New Orleans West. Home of traffic, lots and lots of traffic. Robert joins us from Metairie. I think it's pronounced Metairie, Louisiana.
Mr. Johnson, I think it's some people say Metairie.
I think it's Metairie, Louisiana, by golly.
You might be right.
What's up, Roberto?
I just wanted to tell you as far as I can remember, thank you for having me on the air. As far as I can remember, St. Louis, Missouri is the easternmost part of the Louisiana Purchase. I could be wrong.
Is St. Louis east of New Orleans?
No, I don't know. It's hard to say. New Orleans was part of the. It's either New Orleans or I think it's St. Louis.
Yeah, I would have guessed probably St. Louis, but looking on a map, I think New Orleans is a little bit farther east than St. Louis. But Robert, I'm going to tighten you up anyway. It's holiday season.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you right.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. Hey, Robert, do you mind this summer weather in December?
It's irritating, but I'd rather have it about 20 degrees cooler.
Yeah, I hear you. You got a favorite fast food or best fast food, or you don't mess with that?
I think I would say Sonic.
Sonic?
Yes, sir.
What do you get at a Sonic, Robert?
You can get breakfast sandwiches and hamburgers. The quality is very good.
Huh.
There's a one right by the house that you can either drive up, or you can park your car near something like Mel's Drive-In from American Graffiti.
You must live near Veterans and Cleary.
Yes, sir, I do.
Robert, hang on, all right?
Thank you.
That's Robert in Metairie picking up a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. I think New Orleans is a little farther west than St. Louis, but we're going to tighten up, Robert. I had Sonic once. Now, I've had a Sonic, I guess, is it a Blizzard at Sonic? And what's the one at Dairy Queen? I forget. Anyway, yeah, I've had like the ice cream Oreo thing from a Sonic. I've probably eaten maybe a tater tot. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Probably haven't ordered a tater tot at Sonic. Now, this was 30 years ago, I guess. Late 80s, early 90s. Let's say 1990, 1989. So almost 35 years ago. Me and a couple of buddies, maybe 3 or 4 of us, we went up to the north of St. Francisville, Pond, Mississippi, I guess, is where we were coming out of. If you go up 61 north of St. Francisville, like what's the next town, like Pineville or something? And then you take a left on, I want to say it's Louisiana Highway 66, LA 66, I think, the road to Angola. The road that about 20 miles, it dead ends into Angola. About halfway to Angola, you can take a right, and it's due north, and it takes you into Mississippi. You can tell when you cross into Mississippi because the road goes from kind of crappy Louisiana to nice Mississippi, and then literally a mile or so, maybe a mile or two into Mississippi tops, there's this old Store Pond, Mississippi, these waterfalls, these trails. We would ride our mountain bikes on these trails. This was, like I said, around 88, 89, 90-ish. Mountain bikes were, probably big for a decade in California, but just sort of catching on in Louisiana when I was at LSU. I was like, man, it's like a newspaper bike when I was a kid, but with gears, like a 10-speed newspaper bike. Thought a mountain bike was incredible. You could just jump over stuff, and it was almost indestructible. So anyway, we came out of there from mountain bike riding and loaded up the vehicle. We pull out of Pond, Mississippi, get back on 61, coming back towards Baton Rouge through St. Francisville, and like right by the nuclear power plant and the like, there's a Sonic. And I remember ordering, just like I'm 20 years old or something, 22 years old, like I would at a Burger King or McDonald's or whatever. I think it was my first time at Sonic. And I remember pulling out on the highway and taking a bite of the burger and then rolling down the window and throwing the burger out onto the Highway 61 and spitting the bite out in my mouth. So I have tasted a Sonic burger kind of like a jockey that has to keep weight. I tasted some of it. I didn't like what I was tasting. I spit it out and I threw the burger out on the highway. It's edible. Some animal ate it. I don't litter or throw trash out. I probably wouldn't throw that burger out just on the highway like I did. I was just disgusted. It was terrible. So I don't know. I'm not eating a Coney or Sonic burger probably. But I admit I'm picky. I'm a pain in the rear end. I'm high maintenance when it comes to food. I readily admit all this. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday. No, if you wanted to induce like projectile vomiting for me, just give me like some Wendy's chili or a Lucky Dog. I would gag and throw that up right on you. I'm telling you, like mentally gag. I go, oh my God, what? Wendy's chili? What? Unlucky Dog. Is the Lucky Dog motto got to be drunk to enjoy it? Got to be drunk to enjoy. Got to be drunk to order it. No one sober's ever ordered a Lucky Dog. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. That cruise passenger that fell off the boat, I got to think he was totally hammered, right? Doesn't remember where he was, doesn't remember falling off the boat, woke up in the water. I think this lucky guy, honestly, the 15 hours, I think this dude dog paddled for a few hours, floated on his back, hammered for 6-8 hours, like slept in the water for a bunch of hours. Very vague, very, not a lot of details. I'm glad the guy's alive. I don't think he was dog paddling for 18, 20 hours or whatever. I think it's an incredible story. I'm not trying to downplay it. I think it's a miracle he's alive. But I think the guy was blank-faced, you know the word, hammered. Fell off, got up on the railing, like walking on the railing like a dope, fell off the boat. No one was around. Landed in the water. Was unconscious, floating face up. I just bobbed around for a few hours and then woke up like, I am hammered. Where am I? And then it went from there. Anyway, not trying to downplay it, but boy, just a crazy story. And I think this kid has said too much. I mean, the only lawsuit I see is if, like, the cruise ships don't limit alcohol, or I don't know how you can. I don't see how the cruise ship is, responsible. Plus, I hear these cruise ship railings, they're not like regulation railing height like your condo in Florida.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Parish Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockandalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you. or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
You know, body language tells you a lot about what a person's thinking. For instance, that means she has an interest in the finer things in life.
The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson.
That means she also wants a little fun in her life.
That's
but
right.
only with the right man.
Corey Johnson.
And now she's pouring a Colt 45.
Heaven.
And we all know what that means.
Yes, sir.
You right. Mind if I join you?
You must have read my mind.
Something like that.
The power of
Something
Colt
like
45. It works every
That's
time.
the line. Something like that. Oh, Billy D. Williams. Rumor has it that in the 70s, Billy D. Williams never hooked up with a woman. That's the rumor. Neither did Wilt Chamberlain. Sheesh. Billy D. Williams was just like a female Magneto. Women loved Billy D. He was the man. He was the hombre in the 70s and I guess maybe into the early 80s. Now, Billy D. Williams is doing Psychic Friends Network commercials. No, I'm kidding. He used to, though, I think. That was like, 10 years after there was no more Billy D. Williams. I saw Billy D. Williams like maybe a year or two ago on TV. Billy D. Williams is like 80 years old. He's not chasing the chicks anymore. He's not popping a Colt 45 brand malt liquor. I bet this guy's having a Colt 45 brand malt liquor right now. Brett Martel joins us. Another Martel Monday. How you doing, Brett?
You must have read my mind, Corey.
The old Colt 45 brand malt liquor. I know your tastes, Brett.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I've got some Mad Dog 2020 trying to keep up with you. I'm trying to.
Interesting weekend in New Orleans sports, huh?
Yeah, I was going to say, I was trying to keep up with Jose Alvarado. 8 of 11 from three-point land. I love the sixth man thing. I'm like, sixth man, seventh man, eighth man. Depends the opponent, depends the team, depends on the circumstances. I mean, I wouldn't call him like the definitive sixth man of the Pelicans, but definitely a guy off the bench. Goes off last night, huh, Brett? And no Ingram still.
Right. They haven't had Ingram for 4 games. They've won 4 games in a row. They're looking quite well and quite deep. Zion's been playing well. He had 25 points last night.
Yep.
This team says a lot about how unselfish they claim to be and how much they care about each other and how much they enjoy one another's success and how eager they are to defer to one another when someone's hot. And it's nice to say that. It's better when you back it up. And lately they've been backing it up.
Yep.
I don't know if they'll back it up all year long. I'm a little bit of a cynic from having covered professional sports for so long. But they seem like a bunch of young, idealistic guys that get along really well. They have good chemistry, and look, they're 7 games over 500 for the first time since the 17-18 season. And they're definitely, I think they've won 9 out of 11 if you count them up. They are an ascending team.
Pistons at the Smoothie King Center Wednesday, is that right?
Right. They've got a bunch of home games this week. I think they got one on Friday and on Sunday too.
Nice. Brett Martell's with us, another Martel Monday. Hey, Young's Dry Cleaning's been with you since 1940. 80 plus years of excellence. A New Orleans institution. Walk-up locations, free pickup and delivery. Young's Express, their manless locker locations. To find out more, youngsdrycleaning.com. You want to experience the best dry cleaner in the city? youngsdrycleaning.com. Like I said, since 1940. Or the last time Tulane played in a major bowl, Brett, 1940. How about the 16th ranked Green Wave? Willie Fritz is sticking around. His squad took care of business over the weekend. They are the American Athletic Champions. They're 11-2, Brett, and boy, do they get rewarded. 16th ranked Tulane, 11-2 in Dallas, the Cotton Bowl against 10th ranked USC. Yeah, that USC, not South Carolina, Southern Cal. They're also 11-2. This is as good as it gets for the Green Wave, this Tulane USC matchup in the Cotton Bowl. What a great, just all positive, no downside to any of this.
Yeah, the only downside is if for whatever reason they just don't show up and get embarrassed. But
I don't see how that's possible. They can run the football and they play defense. It's teams like that, hard to get embarrassed, you know? I mean, you get down early, you can, but outside of that, I don't know. This Green Wave team, they're solid.
No, and frankly, not only have they not been embarrassed all year, but they won on the road at Kansas State, which is ranked 9th, so ahead of USC. So, on a neutral field in a game that's meaningful to them, you would expect them to be competitive. We'll just have to see who's available, who plays. If Tajay Spears, who had a hit pointer in the AAC Championship game on Saturday, whether he can come back strong or wants to, with the NFL draft awaiting him. There's a lot that remains to be seen. But
you got 4 weeks too, Brett.
Starting quarterback's going to play.
You got 4 weeks. Literally 4 weeks. It's 4 weeks from 4 weeks from today.
But I'm talking more about the draft than anything, and the fact that he's coming back from an injury and needs to prepare for the draft. We'll see if he's talked out by his representation.
Brett, if this were like a major program that year in, year out was a winner, like in Alabama, like a powerhouse program where there are a bunch of Spears on the roster, maybe I could see that. But I think because he's such a team-oriented guy, Tulane and Fritz and what he's done, so responsible for where he is today, I can't see him not playing against USC. I just can't see it happening. I think this team's too tight. I think these guys are all instrumental in building the program to where now it can be this sustained model. I think Spears is playing in 4 weeks. That's my guess. I think LSU or an Alabama, teams like that are going to have more worries about who plays in their bowl game, especially like in Alabama. They're going to a disappointing bowl game for them. USC might have some worries about players because maybe they're a little disappointed they're playing Tulane. I think Spears is going to play. I'd be shocked.
Now, that all makes sense. And there might even be some reasons, beyond health, there might be reasons that he would want to play in this game in terms of another opportunity. Because, he's not a surefire first-round pick even. So,
well, no, especially NFL running back, you get him in later rounds. He could be be top 15 and doesn't get picked till the second or third round because he's a running back.
Right. So if he's looking for, another opportunity to impress scouts against USC and improve his draft stock, he very well could do it in the Cotton Bowl, as well as it maybe even more so in the Cotton Bowl than in the Reese Senior Bowl.
I love that Tulane gets USC. I love that USC has the same record. I love that USC's ranked 10th and Tulane's ranked 16th. I think USC's sort of deflated a little, Brett. They were thinking playoff. They get beat by Utah in overtime. It eliminates them from the playoffs. So they're bummed about that. Then they get relegated to the Cotton Bowl, not where they wanted to go. And now they're playing Tulane, a team that wasn't even on the map a year ago. That was 2-10. So I think USC is going to be not fired up, not excited. I think this could only benefit the Green Wave. Do you buy into any of that?
Yeah, I think that everything you said makes sense. We'll have to see how it plays out, but I would be inclined to agree with everything right there.
And Tulane's the dead opposite. They're winning. They're moving up in the AP poll. They just take their conference. They're not thinking about playoffs at all. And they're going to a major bowl for the first time in 83 years, the Cotton Bowl. And they play one of the, most historic programs in the history of college. It's all good for Tulane. I think the exact opposite mentality of USC. They're excited off the charts.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this. This is just from my experience covering the Sugar Bowl in the modern era. I've covered Alabama in the Sugar Bowl on 3 previous occasions when it was not a semifinal or final game. And they lost them all.
Yeah. Yep.
And you would have thought they were the better team in the matchup.
Yep.
But they lost to Oklahoma. I'm trying to remember who else they lost to.
Utah, right?
Utah, right. They lost to Utah. Exactly. They lost to Utah in 2008. They lost to Oklahoma most recently, and I'm trying to remember who else.
No, they lost to someone else that was probably inferior to them. They just did not want to be there.
Right.
And I think USC is going to have that mentality. I love it. Tulane's ranked 1 ahead of LSU, Brett. Tulane's 11-2, LSU 9-4. LSU, it's kind of a bummer. You know, the A&M loss is huge now because it relegated LSU to Orlando in the Citrus Bowl. Now, beginning of the year, anyone tells you you're going to the Citrus Bowl, you'll be 17th ranked, you'll be 9-4. Every LSU fan on planet Earth would have taken that and said, boy, thank you. That's amazing that last couple of years, this lost team that's 500-ish with, 39 scholarship players is going to be 17th ranked, 9-4. Everyone would have taken that. But the way they started, losing at A&M, now losing to Georgia in the title game as expected, they go from 9-2 to 9-4. They go from 6th ranked to 17th ranked. They go from playing ranked teams to playing unranked Purdue in the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. I don't think LSU is going to be bummed out because of the other things I mentioned, the lower expectations to start the year. But the way the season ended had to be a little deflating for LSU. The A&M loss is a little glaring right now. It essentially took away a major bowl from the Tigers.
Yeah, I'm with you because losing to Georgia in the SEC championship game is really not a big blemish on your record considering how they've played and how they've stomped pretty much everybody. So if you were 10 and what would they be 10-3 if they had beaten A&M?
No, and they would have gone to a major bowl. They would have been ranked there by Tennessee and Alabama.
Yeah, it really was. The A&M game was a real letdown. I mean, the Georgia game, they were competitive a bit. I mean, they went right down the field and had a chance to take the lead in the beginning and then had that ridiculous.
They scored 30 on one of the best defensive teams in college with a hobbled quarterback.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that LSU is going to look at this bowl game. I mean, Kelly is building a program, so I would expect LSU to put everything into this bowl game because it's going to be, for teams in LSU's situation, it's a stepping stone next year. They may have some surefire NFL guys who won't play, a couple of them, but you don't care anyway because they're not going to be on the team next year. You actually want the young guys in waiting who are probably super talented because it's LSU to get a month of practice in and play in this game. But I think that Kelly's going to be all about trying to win this game and have this game be a launching point into the spring program. And so, it should be a good game. But you're right. It's a letdown in a way. But by the time that LSU plays in the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, I think the sting a little bit will have worn off, and they'll be happy to have them in the game, and it'll be fun. We'll enjoy it, and they should play well.
Hey, before we move on from college, Brett, Deon Sanders leaving Jackson, Mississippi, and Jackson State in the SWAC and heading over to Colorado, to Boulder, taking on the Buffaloes. Deon Sanders heading to Metro Denver.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting move. Now, I've been to Boulder before. I don't know if you have, and I've been to that campus. I had friends who went to grad school.
Yeah, it's a beautiful campus, and I think Brett, there's a lot of potential. What was it? It was, what was it, boy's name? McCarthy? McIntyre, who was the old coach? McCarthy.
I think it was McCarthy.
Yeah, you can win there. You just got to recruit Louisiana, recruit California, recruit Florida, recruit Texas. You got to make it a national program. You're not going to win recruiting Colorado.
It's an absolutely beautiful school, and it's on the edge of the mountains. It's on the edge of the Flatirons, actually, which are really cool for rock climbing, and you can see the mountains there, but it's actually on the plains side of the Front Range, and usually the weather there, even when it's cold, it's dry and sunny. It's very temperate in Boulder. It's really not like a freezing cold place at all.
Yeah,
it's actually quite nice weather most of the year there. And they'll get this big snowstorm here and there, but it's not It's not like a desolate, cold, windy, snowy place all the time. It's usually quite nice.
No, it's kind of, it's, I'd say about the distance from Slidell to New Orleans as well. And like Slidell to New Orleans with like the lake, you've got that what is it? Rocky Flats Arsenal. So there's a huge undeveloped piece of land that's never going to be developed that sort of buffers Boulder from Metro Denver. So
Right.
it's its
And you got
own
an
it's its
expressway right
own
there, yeah.
thing, you know. I mean, it's really not a suburb or exurb of Denver. It's sort of its own thing, yet it's 35, 40 miles away. It's kind of amazing. Now, I saw his opening speech to at least part of the team. It looked like half the team was there. Deon, I mean, they're a losing program. They have been for decades. He didn't go in and sugarcoat it, Brett, like, hey, the guys that are here, we want to keep you. He was just like, the portal's opening up. You want to go transfer, because that'll just give me more spaces to bring in other guys. I mean, he kind of recognizes that's a losing program. The players that are winners, they're probably going to want to stick around with me because I'm a winner. And the ones that are part of the problem, this will run them out. It wasn't the most inviting speech to a team that I've seen with a new head coach. It was very Deon-ish, more than, about him and building the program more than the existing program. It was interesting, Brett. It wasn't Brian Kelly addressing the LSU team day one, I can tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, the Deon thing is fascinating, really, because you never really saw him as a coaching type. And a lot of superstar professional players don't get into college coaching. You know what I mean? The guys that tend to be the great coaches are the role players who can relate to the average guy, who can relate to the glue guys, who can relate to players' limitations and know how to recognize the limitations and play to their strength. The superstars, I think, everything comes so easy to them physically. If they try to be coaches, they have a hard time relating to the guys all the way down the bench.
Yeah, now this is a prime example. Deon said some line today, I'm going to butcher it, but it's basically like, I'm coming and I'm bringing Louis. You know what that means, don't you, Brett?
I don't know. That reference might have escaped me there.
Louis Vuitton. Like,
oh,
I'm bringing the high-end Louis Vuitton bags. That's why I'm moving here I'm bringing the Louis, so he says
like
that.
Blazing Saddles?
Huh? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, that was Gucci. That was Gucci.
Gucci,
But
right.
yeah, same price range, same concept. No, these players love the Louis Vuitton baggage. I mean, these are, tens of thousands of dollars for a duffel bag. And it's like what these NFL, NBA, what these major pro sports stars love. And Deon's all about the trash talking and the Louis. So he mentions that. And you didn't know right away. I only knew because, I've purchased this stuff for expensive high maintenance
Well, actually, my wife
girlfriends.
has some of it.
Yeah, you know then. So, I mean, but Brett, that is by definition relating to these kids,
Right. Well, he's going to be a star recruiter, I think. I mean, I think he sees himself. I think he sees college football changing to the point where he can be successful as long as he's kind of like an image-conscious CEO and and kind of oversees quality. But he's got to have a good staff over there. He's got to have guys who can coach to win in the Pac-12, I think. So
I'm assuming his son, that 5-star DB, they'll be transferring from J-State, maybe a few other players. I would think there's going to be 6 or 8 Jackson State players that are going to get in that transfer portal and be scholarship Colorado players within a week, right?
I would suspect there could be a handful, but not too many.
No, not a bunch. But when you're ripping through the SWAC like you're doing, when you're, threatening to move up to, Division I, old Division I, whatever it is today. I don't know. And his son could play at a major university. The 5-star DB obviously could play at a major university. I think there's a couple of other guys. So yeah, and I think he's going to get transfer players from all around the country. I would expect Colorado could be a 500-ish ball club that quickly. Look what Kelly did by 39 scholarship players, utilizing the transfer portal. And I mean, I'm like, Nicholls State, Arkansas, what are these guys going to contribute to LSU? And during the middle of the season, one of the color analysts said it best. He's like, this guy's a 5th-year senior from Arkansas. He's got 38 SEC games under his belt or something like that. I was like, wow. Not 38. I guess it would be 8 a year. It could be about close to 30. So, I was like, that makes sense. So you can accelerate a program's growth with this transfer portal.
Right. And I mean, Colorado is going to be one of the big stories in college football going into next season. That's for sure. I just, I'm curious to see if his success at the SWAC level will translate at the FBS level where, at the SWAC level, he was basically able to get some FBS kids to come and play in the SWAC, which is more like 1AA or FCS.
Yep.
But now he's going to be going against FBS kids on every team every week.
No, and let's not kid ourselves. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but have you seen a SWAC kickoff or teams that don't have a kickoff, like an offensive lineman kicks off and it dribble? It's like high school sometimes. And I'm not talking the SWAC. Anyone who watches the SWAC and knows it knows what I'm talking about. Some teams don't have a field goal kicker, like can't make extra points. It's not the most advanced, savvy. For Deon Sanders bringing in a few, Division I players and then getting some coordinators that are usually not at the SWAC level. No, it was easy pickings. You make a great point. I'll never forget interviewing Steve Spurrier when he was leaving Florida to go coach the Redskins and hadn't coached an NFL game yet. And I asked him about it, and he's like, it worked in the USFL, didn't it? It worked, he had no problem it's going to work in D.C. It didn't work in D.C. And Spurrier was a NFL coach failure, and there's no doubt about that. So you're right. It's a whole different level from the SWAC. Anyone who knows football and knows the SWAC and knows the major programs, no disrespect to the SWAC, knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's a major step up. Does it translate? You're right, Brett. It's going to be something everybody's going to be watching. I wouldn't bet against Deon, though, would you?
No, I think he's going to be a tremendous recruiter, and he's going to have the talent. It's just a matter of whether he has the staff to get them all doing the right things all the time, in sync.
And then I think what you said, hiring the right people and getting out of the way. I think he's smart enough to do that. And he's the guy who's going to go in there and motivate and say, if you do this, you get the Louis, and the rest of the staff.
But he can be like a Saban type coach. I mean, he was a great secondary player. He can be the head coach and he can coach the secondary at practice. And if he has good assistants and he recruits well, then they should be very, very interesting.
Based on that, Brett, he might be coaching the Colorado baseball team as well. What an athlete. I mean, I just think Bo Jackson just physically and, different position all. But, I mean, I think Deon played like 8 years in Major League Baseball. So,
for the Yankees. No, I think Deon and Bo were by far the best athletes of our generation. I don't remember growing up anybody better than them.
I mean, just amazing. How do you play Major League Baseball and NFL? It's just
and be really good at both.
And be really good at both. And play.
Jordan couldn't do it, right? Jordan couldn't do it. He was
could not do it.
At basketball.
Yep.
Couldn't do it at baseball. Yeah.
Nope.
So.
No, and Deon could. Brett, tonight, Monday Night Football, 7:15 ESPN, about an hour and a half away. The 4-8 Saints, the 5-6 Bucs. I always mention this. You don't bet, I don't bet. But I always like what Vegas says and does. You follow the money kind of thing. Tampa favored by 3 at home. You get 3 points, for home field advantage. Basically what Vegas is saying, Brett, these teams are the same on a neutral field. They're equal. It's a toss-up.
Yeah, I find that a little curious, but I understand it. I mean, Tampa Bay has definitely been both teams have seemed like underachievers. And it's been a big struggle for both of them. And, I don't know what to make of this because the Saints were actually quite competitive with them for 3 quarters in the first game until they kind of fell apart after that altercation involving, Brady and Marshawn Lattimore and Leonard Fournette and then Mike Evans.
Yep.
So, yeah, we'll have to see what happens here tonight. I mean, this is it's weird to say because the Saints have been really blah, right? I mean, they're 4-8. The season has been by and large part a disappointment, but basically the whole rest of the season hinges on this game because if they win, They're one half of a game out with 4 to play.
No, they win. They're on life support. They are alive. If they lose, it's pretty much over, huh?
If they lose, they're in rebuilding mode, And then we have to start talking about, do they give, Dennis Allen another year? What are they going to do? But if they win, then they're relevant at least for another week.
Garoppolo's ankle could be a blessing. That his, value and, age, injury, all that, San Francisco's interest in keeping him, all of that diminishes. Maybe the Saints can get like a Garoppolo at quarterback, draft a, up-and-comer, something of that nature. Saints have to win. They're 4-8. And it's amazing. Tampa's 5-6. So they'd fall just a half game back. And you got to win the division to go, Brett, to the playoffs. The Saints, for them, they're 4-8. They probably have to win all but one game, something like that.
Tonight, and then 3 of the last 4.
Yeah,
I would say.
I think that's right, Brett. And then they'd have just about a 50-50 chance of slipping in with a losing record.
Yeah. But, 3 of the last 4, one game's against Atlanta at home, one game's against Carolina at home.
Yeah.
So you're talking, if they win tonight, they have those 2 very winnable home games.
Yep.
And they just got to win another one.
Yep. So. Brett Martel is with us. Another Martel Monday. Hey, Lebanon's Cafe will be open till 9:30 tonight. Lamb chop, shish kebab, all your Middle Eastern favorites. With this weather, dine outside under the big green awning, under the oak trees. Lebanon's Cafe tonight for dinner till 9:30. Brett, what do you think's going to happen tonight with the Saints on Monday Night Football against Tampa? I'm expecting a good game, but I like the line. I wouldn't think that would be the line, but I like the line in the sense that I don't agree with Vegas, but they know more than me, and there's money on the line, so they think it's a toss-up game. I mean, if I had to bet just who's going to win or lose, forget about the spread, I would bet Tampa Bay winning the game, Brett. But I love that Vegas doesn't think that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen tonight. I really don't. I mean, I still have to lean on Tampa a little bit winning, but that line gives me hope that the Saints have a really good chance tonight.
Yeah, I think they do have a chance. I'm with you. I was a little surprised by that. I would have picked
I would have thought Tampa Bay by 5.5, 6 points, 3 for home and 3 more for just better than the Saints. And it isn't that. And that's interesting to me that it's not 5.5 or 6 or 6.5. It's 3. You get that for home field. They're not giving Tampa any edge over the Saints. That's interesting to me. And Vegas tends to know, Brett.
Yeah, I mean, like we talk about this all the time. They definitely are. That they have to put their money where their mouth is. They're the only ones that do, really.
Yep.
So and it's amazing how close they are with these spreads all the time. I mean, sometimes they miss. More so in college, though, I think, than in pros. But sometimes they miss. But yeah, I mean, they're usually really close. And so I think we should expect a tough game. It could be a game between, 2 not so good teams and a lot of punts. We'll see.
No, you're right.
Or it could be a high scoring game with a lot of bad defense. I don't know.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, gambling over under. You gamblers can have it. I know. That's crazy. Anyway. Hey, Brett, how can folks read your stuff? Check out your articles and columns via the AP.
Sure. I mean, it's AP. The AP News app on a smartphone is a great way to get news from all over the world, including sports from all over the country, not just Louisiana. But an apnews.com or, Google search for my name brings you all kinds of stuff. But those are the best ways. I like the app on the phone. It's so easy, and you can really keep up with what's going on all over the world.
Plus, a lot of outlets that folks check out. You could be reading an ESPN article, and it was written by you or someone else at the AP. A lot of outlets pick up the AP stuff.
Exactly. They're entitled to strip my name off of it because they pay for it and they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, it just says AP.
But
It'll say AP up there. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Or wire service reports or something like that.
Yep. Brett, always a pleasure.
Yeah, great to be on the show. Great show.
That's Brett Martel joining us from the Associated Press. He's been with those guys over 25 years. Another Martel Monday. Hey, we broadcast every day from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. River City's Total Maintenance, honest air conditioning and heating experts that come immediately. Tonight, it might be air conditioning you need. It's almost 80 degrees out there. Honest air conditioning and heating experts that come immediately. If you're having a problem with your air conditioning or heat, River City's Total Maintenance is there at NOLAAC.com. NOLAAC.com. It is a Monday afternoon. Yeah, if you heard me talking to Brett Martel, 16th ranked Tulane, 11-2. 10th ranked USC, the mighty Trojans, 11-2. They'll do battle in the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. It's one of the biggest football games in the history of Tulane athletics. It's as big as it gets. LSU 9-4, 17th ranked, one back from the wave. They'll take on unranked Purdue in the Citrus Bowl from Orlando. I think maybe disappointment for the Tigers that Texas A&M loss cost them, but I don't think they're going to overlook Purdue because I think what Brett said is exactly right. It's LSU, Brian Kelly building the program. They're going to be locked and loaded for the Citrus Bowl game. They'd like to get to 10 wins. 10-4, and then, slip into the top 15, top 12 at the end of the year and use it as momentum for next season. Hey, every day this program on radio, on TV, on the intranet device, live streaming, CoreyTalks.com. We're on YouTube right now. Anchor, iTunes, Spotify. It's all brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kennebra, right on the corner, right on the price, the car corner of Williams Boulevard and I-10, the Lamarck Automotive Complex, home of Lamarck Ford, the big store for nearly 50 years, number one Ford dealership in the region, home of Lamarck Lincoln, number one Lincoln dealership in the region. And now, across the parish, from the lake to the river, Ronnie Lamarck scooped up Crescent City Ford, legendary Crescent City Ford, the truck dealership in Elmwood, in Harahan, on Jefferson Highway. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex, and now Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Elmwood.
At Home Paint and Decorating, our paints are in it for the long haul. In fact, our top bench and more exterior paints come with a lifetime warranty. Not 25 years, not 50 years, we mean forever. You heard right. At Helm Paint, our top exterior paints have a lifetime warranty against chipping, peeling, and flaking. They also are mildew resistant. Imagine painting your home one time and being done with it. Visit any one of our locations today and make that once-in-a-lifetime purchase. Paint that has a lifetime warranty. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about the freshest local seafood anywhere. Shrimp, oysters, speckled trout, flounder, snapper, soft shells, crawfish. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
For years, you've been hearing about the virtues of Springfield Wellness Center and their successful treatment of over 1,000 individuals who overcame their substance addiction. Now it's your turn. Here's Springfield's Dr. Richard Metier.
For over 20 years, we've successfully treated patients with substance abuse issues and have also had success with patients suffering from chronic stress, depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder. We uniquely address restorative issues at the cellular level that impact mental health. We treat our patients with an intravenous nutritional supplement that helps restore various brain functions. Most of our patients have greatly reduced withdrawal symptoms. We work toward maximizing nutritional interventions while utilizing traditional medication interventions when needed. Our treatment works toward restoring the brain's health while returning the patient to a normal, dependent-free life.
Put your addiction behind you. Call Springfield Wellness Center now. 504-291-2800. That's 291-2800.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms. With high-definition night vision surveillance systems, letting you see what's going on. Home surveillance that's smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Parish Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
You should be at Katie's right now, enjoying dinner and getting ready for the Saints game at Katie's. You're looking for a great spot to check out the black and gold tonight? Monday Night Football, kickoff about an hour and 15 minutes away on ESPN from Tampa. Saints and Bucs. Katie's, as New Orleans as it gets. Great food, big screen TVs. Katie's in Mid-City. Why aren't you at Katie's right now? As New Orleans as it gets. Check out the black and gold tonight. Check out the Saints at Katie's in Mid-City with a bunch of other New Orleans characters and Saints fans. Yeah, you're right. It's almost summer-like outside. You could dine outside at Katie's. It's crazy. I did today for lunch at Fausto's in short pants and this short sleeve shirt. The only reason I have this vest on is because it's ice cold in the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. We got to keep the equipment cool and comfy. But man, it's at least about an hour ago, it was like 75, feels like 80. And it's December. Crazy. Tulane fans, how fired up are you? 16th ranked, 11-2, American Athletic Conference champions. You're going to the Cotton Bowl, first major bowl since 1940, and you're taking on the Trojans of USC, who are 11-2 also and 10th ranked. So they're kind of bummed about it. Tulane fans, you couldn't ask for anything better. Great on so many levels. Love it. Now, if you LSU and Tulane fans were bummed about that game over the weekend, those championship games, 3 o'clock on Saturday, same time, we'll get ready to be bummed again. Monday, January 2nd, 12 noon, Tulane USC Cotton Bowl, LSU Purdue Citrus Bowl. Both again going head-to-head. See you tomorrow, mañana.